Hello friends! Now it's Sunday morning. It's almost afternoon, but we're just gonna get brunch ready, and so I'm gonna make some polenta or cornmeal porridge. Okay, I'm gonna do my Jamaican cornmeal porridge, but I'm not gonna be using coconut milk as we usually do. I'm gonna be using soy and almond milk in my cornmeal porridge, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. Okay, so let me just go gather my ingredients. Stick with me, friends, and please like, share, subscribe, and comment. So I have my cornmeal, I have my almond and my soy, and already I have some water going in the pot. So I let the water boil. I'm gonna put just a little salt in the water. Now usually when we cook, we just use a little of this and a little of that. We don't really measure. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just doing a little of this and a little of that, as my mama used to do. And what I like to do is right here. The kettle is right here. Let me move this slow cooker. What I like to do is keep some boiled or some hot water on hand, so if I need hot water as I go, I can just use the hot water to pour into my pot. Now you make the cornmeal porridge based on how thick you want it to be. This morning we don't want it too thick, we want it a little loose. So I'm gonna grab a bowl here, and I'll just be using 2 cups of cornmeal. So I'll do 2 cups of cornmeal in my bowl. Let me take you guys a little closer so you can see what I'm doing here. So this is a cup. I'll do 2 cups of cornmeal. 2 cups. Cinnamon stick in the porridge. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this stick in the water. Nutmeg, grated nutmeg. So the stick I just dropped in is actually cinnamon stick I took from back home in Jamaica. This is usually the cinnamon bark that we buy in the stores. I just put a piece of cinnamon stick, which is basically a piece of the stick of the tree. And I'll go ahead and I'll grate some nutmeg in the cornmeal. So my water is starting to boil. That should be enough. As if the stick's not enough, I'll just go ahead and add a little cinnamon powder. Now I like to add my nutmeg and my cinnamon powder to the cornmeal before I put the cornmeal into the pot. And then I just stir it. When you put your cornmeal in the pot here, you have to keep stirring it, because if you don't keep stirring it, what's going to happen is you'll get a lot of clumps in the porridge. It won't be a smooth porridge. So as soon as I start putting the cornmeal in, I'll start stirring. And this is your friend if you want to get a smooth porridge. Okay, there we go. And then I just start stirring. When you start stirring, what's going to happen, it's going to start getting thick. And that is when I start adding my milk. And as I said, I'm not really measuring. I'm just pouring however much I want to pour in there. Okay, so that's it for the almond. It's all coming together nicely. My stick is getting caught in my... Okay, there. And I'll go ahead and pour some soy. And this is organic soy. So if you're going to use soy milk, try to stick to organic soy. And also, if you're using any type of soy products, make sure that they do not have any soy isolates in them, because the sign says that soy isolates are not good for us. Isolates suggest that some of the compounds have been isolated from others, and when you isolate things like that, a lot of times you get instability, and so it's not good for us. So I tend to stay away from isolates, soy isolates. So that's quite a bit of milk. Let me take you close and let you see how smooth it's coming out. See? No lumps or clumps. And I think I'm gonna add some more milk because my husband requested that I make the porridge loose. He doesn't want it too thick. Now generally we just add sweetener to our porridge when we're drinking it. Some people grate cheese over it or different things. We basically just add a sweetener, whether it's honey or it's sugar, and we use brown sugar. Funny enough, we use brown sugar here. Brown sugar here is cheaper. No, brown sugar here in North America is more expensive than white sugar. I don't know if it has changed now, but when we were growing up, white sugar was the creme de la creme. It was more expensive than brown sugar. We had it the reverse way. But yeah, the brown sugar is better to use if you're going to use any sugar. As a matter of fact, I don't use sugar in my porridge. I use some honey. But you got to realize too that the honey has digestive enzymes in it, and so it will tend to make the porridge a little looser when you put it in. When my mama made porridge, generally they would sweeten it while it's been done like this. I don't sweeten it. I allow each person to decide and how sweet they want their porridge to be. So everything is together. It is smooth. So the only thing that I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna finish this. There's hardly anything left in it. Yeah. So I started with water first. Added a little salt. When it started boiling, I added my cornmeal, which I had already put the powdered cinnamon and grated nutmeg into, and then pour it in the boiling water. Put the milk in. I'm finishing this too. And then just kept stirring, and I'm still stirring, still stirring, still stirring. And then what I'm going to do now is turn the burner right down, and I'm not going to cover it with a lid. I'm going to use this thing to cover it so it can breathe, because if you cover it with a lid, it's just going to boil right over on top of the stove, and then you have a big mess that you don't need, right? So I'm gonna put these what's up with these boxes? They always have some left around in the edges here. There we go. So let's just put these in the recycle bin. After being covered for a few minutes like this, maybe 10 to 15 minutes to make sure that the grains are really cooked, then you can just go ahead and dish up your porridge in a bowl. My kids, which is a part of our Jamaican culture, likes to eat it by breaking up bread in the porridge in the bowl, or they will use a cracker such as this, which we call it tough crackers, water crackers. It's just flour and water really, and we break it up into the porridge and eat it. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching the video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, remember to hit the notification bell button so you can be notified of new videos. I'll see you in the next video. That's my husband behind me here.